Former Cowboys receiver Des Bryant, who knows a thing or two about negotiating against the Joneses, he chimed in yesterday on the Dak Prescott contract situation. Pay Dak his $40 million and don't at me. And that $40 million number wasn't something that Des Bryant pulled out of thin air, Chris Sims. There was a report yesterday from NFL Media, the operation partially owned by the Dallas Cowboys, that Dak Prescott wants $40 million per year on average in a new contract. I was quickly told, all caps, false. Dak Prescott is not looking for $40 million per year. And there were reports back in June he was in the mid-30s, 34, something like that. And look, if you give him the Jimmy Garoppolo contract right now, the new money average would be north of $30 million because he's only due to make $2 million this year. It gets very complicated very quickly, and there are different ways you can look at it, but there is no way to look at any of Dak Prescott's demands and come to a conclusion that he wants $40 million per year. I'm told, and others like Chris Mortensen of ESPN have reported the same thing. So, Chris, I look at this and I say, the Cowboys are exasperated with these contractual stalemates they're in, and they're trying to paint Dak Prescott as greedy. And we've seen this before. And if you can paint the player as greedy, what happens? The fans start to put pressure on him.
Definitely.
He starts to feel the heat, and he's more likely to take the offer under the terms that the team is willing to put on the table. And it's unfortunate if that's what deliberately was done to try to squeeze him. And I think Dak Prescott's smart enough to see through it and probably not happy about it.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, these type of rumors you always expect come from the organization somehow, some way, just to, yes, bad propaganda. I would be shocked if Dak Prescott asked for $40 million a year. He just doesn't come off as that type of human being. He's shown nothing of that selfishness or me type attitude. And not to say, hey, everybody wants to get paid, and I understand that. But I do think this is a guy that's conscious of being a leader. He's conscious of the rest of the football team around him and all that. The Cowboys have made comments saying they feel good. They've made an offer that would make him top 5 in football as far as money, right? I would love to know what that number is. Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Carson Wentz? Either way, I know he doesn't deserve $40 million a year. I mean, this is one thing. I'm all for the players getting paid, but I don't like that every new guy at the contract gets to one-up the last guy that signed it, and he becomes the highest paid player in the NFL. To me, that's something the owner's got to stop. Hey, at the end of the day, yeah, I don't think Dak Prescott deserves to be paid like Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers. I respect his game, and I know everything's awesome, but I'm kind of just sick of that trend in general, and I think it's stealing money off of, Joe Average player or Joey, I'm on the bottom of the rosters money to where, yeah, they don't spread the wealth because the new guy at the big positions, the star, always gets extra money because he has to become the highest paid at his position in the history of the NFL. And I think that's kind of wrong. I don't get that.
Well, first of all, nobody's forcing the teams to pay these guys. And
Yeah.
Second of all, until every team is spending 100% of the allotted cash available under the salary cap, the idea that they're robbing Peter to pay Paul is just flat out false. Now, in Dallas, where they seem to be more inclined to spend to the cap, that becomes a realistic issue, and they've made that point not that long ago. Stephen Jones said, we're not doing this to cram money into our pockets. Every dollar we give to one guy is one less dollar we have for the other guy. But still, Dak Prescott's not trying to one-up Russell Wilson and become the highest-paid quarterback in NFL history. There was a period of time there where the quarterback market wasn't growing at the rate that it should have been growing, and we went through the Andrew Luck to Derek Carr to Matthew Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan. Each guy got more than the one before him. Prescott's trying to fall in there somewhere between Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan in that range of 30 to 35 million. And Chris, I just did the math, and this is the example. I don't want to put anybody to sleep or give anyone a migraine this early, including myself. If you give Dak Prescott the Jimmy Garoppolo contract right now, if you tear up the deal that he has left, one season at $2 million, and you say, Dak, you've done enough. You've done far more to deserve 5 years, $27.5 million than Jimmy Garoppolo ever did. And you know what? That statement is true.
Yeah.
If you give that to Dak Prescott right now, okay, it's a 5-year, $27.5 million contract. If you do the new money analysis because of what he's already to do to make this year, it's $33.875 million per year in new money. That's how these numbers get out of whack. The bottom line is, and do you agree with me right now, the Cowboys should give him the Jimmy Garoppolo contract, and that would be regarded as a good deal for the Cowboys if they would do that.
Yes, I do. I agree with you. Right now, take it, sign it. I mean, the Cowboys should do it. You know, even Dak Prescott, I'm sure they're going to argue for more money, but I would be very comfortable. I know if I was in his situation, and that's easy for me to say sitting here in a studio at NBC Sports, but still, you know, I look at that and go, okay, you know, $33.8 million. Okay, I'm the third highest paid quarterback in all of football, the third highest paid player in all of football, and things are going in the right direction. But I mean, to your point, you're spot on. He has every bit of leverage to argue for more money than Garoppolo, Derek Carr, and who else am I missing on that list?
Kirk Cousins
and Carson Wentz. He could argue all of them that he should one up every single one of those guys on the list.
Well, now we're definitely into the low 30s in new money with Carson Wentz.
Right.
So and look, he's right in the spot where I think you can get behind it. He doesn't want more than Russell Wilson. He doesn't want to set the bar higher than it's ever been set. I mean, if this leak from the Cowboys is to be believed, and it shouldn't be, he's trying to take 35 and increase it by $5 million a year. Are you kidding me? I can't believe anybody would even fall for that.
Yeah.
So that to me, Chris, that is the most troubling indication yet. As it relates to the Cowboys, I think that they're getting exasperated with this. I think that they don't know how to deal with these guys. The old ways of negotiating aren't working. Otherwise, they would have a contract with one of their three key players that they're trying to get deals done with. And I think we're starting to see that this leak, I think they're getting a little wobbly here. They don't know what to do with Zeke. They don't know what to do with Dak. They don't know what to do with Amari Cooper. And I think they're starting to feel the walls close in on them a little bit.
Yeah, well, they should. I mean, they're in the Super Bowl window, and they're gonna, you know, for lack of a better phrase, piss off their three best players on the offensive side of the ball. So they should feel a little pressure. You know, and what would I mean, this is the other thing. I'm just throwing this out there. If he's asking for $40 million a year but not tearing up the 2-point-whatever million he's supposed to get this year, what does that average come out to be? Maybe
but he's not. Yeah, it's probably low 30s.
Right.
But still, he's not asking for $40 million a year under any analysis.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.